Um, I got a microphone for my PC, and I don't know how I'm gonna really use it. So let's talk about Snowfall characters. Yeah. When I say I want to talk about Snowfall, I only want to talk about five main characters: Louis, Jerome, Franklin, Leon, and Kevin. I just want to talk about the stuff I liked and disliked. And when I talk about the stuff I dislike, it's not per se like they were badly written or anything, just stuff that, as a character, if they were a person, stuff I just didn't really like or I thought was weird, you know? But other than that, let's start talking about Leon first. So I'm gonna start talking about the things I didn't like with Leon, which is only one, and that's why I'm having him go first. Um, the thing I didn't like about Leon was like I just thought he was fake as fuck. Like, the whole revolutionary stick. It was good, I liked it, but I think he's fake. Like, I feel like if he didn't kill that kid, he would not be going back to Africa talking about this. Yo, Africa changed my fucking mind, dude. Africa was so fucking fire, you know. Or, bro, nigga, that guy Malcolm X, what he said back in the day blew my fucking mind, dude. He was fucking crazy back in the day. He was cranking 90s. And that nigga Martin, I swear to God, I'm not even trolling. Last night, I had a dream too. And I think it was the same dream as Martin. Like, this nigga was speaking crazy nonsense after he put a bullet hole through that kid. I promise you, if that kid never died, he would not be speaking this shit. He would on his fucking gang banging ways. But anyway, that's pretty much all I want to say about Leon. Oh, I had one good thing. I fucked with his fro. His fro was tough. His fro was so tough. I fucked with it. So the next character I want to talk about is Kevin, and it's not so much Kevin, like the character itself. It's just more stuff like related with him. But the first thing I want to talk about was let's talk about the good stuff. The things I liked about Kevin was he was funny. I liked the way he dressed and his jokes. Um, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't hate Kevin, mind you, but that's the only things I really liked about him. Now, let's kind of talk. This next point I want to talk about is not really bad, but it's just something I realized. So I think in season 1, when Kevin first smoked rock, he smoked it. He said, Franklin, this is the best shit I ever had. I have to smoke it again. Franklin was like, no, nigga, don't smoke that shit again. You don't get high on your own supply. Sell it and be done with it. And from what the show seemed like, he kind of did that, right? I don't know if he was still doing it or if there was a line implying he was still smoking the rock, but I don't think he was smoking rock still. I think he sold it. Hold on. Microphone difficulties. But yeah, I think he just was selling it, and that was pretty much it. He wasn't doing anything else with it. But we cut to like Wanda. Wanda does the rock like once, and she's instantly hooked. There's no like getting away from her. There was no telling her to stop, right? They even chained her to a fucking like sink. Somehow she broke through like she was the fucking Incredible Hulk. And that was all because of the rock. But Kevin does it and he's fine. And this is how I know it was also a problem because another person did it too, Melody. And this chick, she had a future ahead of her, right? She had a bright future. She was like gearing up to go to a respectable college, She had friends, she had a nice job. Her dad was a cop, this and that, shit was going out for her, right? And then she does the rock. She tosses that all away. Like, huh? When it's not because it was like the first sensation of a drug, right? Like, it's not like, oh, this is the first serious drug she was doing, so like, it probably fucked with her more than any other drug. No, I'm pretty sure she smoked weed. I don't know if they showed in the show or they said it in the show, but I'm pretty sure she smoked weed. But one thing I do know for sure, she snorted cocaine. And cocaine, I mean, I don't know how strong it is compared to like rock, but it's not like a baby drug, Cocaine is fucking serious, all right? Even back then, cocaine was serious. Like, people did cocaine and they ended up ruining their fucking lives because they got addicted to it. But she's snorting that shit up like it's candy. And she's completely fine. You can tell she's completely fine. She's still able to go to college, still able to think straight. She's still able to do all this shit that she's doing normally, even without cocaine. But that rock hit, she becomes a whole different fucking person. She starts selling her fucking desk, her fucking camera. What else she sold? She sold her fake $20 necklace to get some more rock. Like, that just made no sense to me. Like, if they wanted to be consistent with it, they should have made Kevin a little bit addicted to it. They should have made him do it on the side or some shit. Or Franklin should have caught him with it or something. I don't know. They should have just been like, yo, these two women, you know, they did rocks. They got addicted to it. Kevin, nah, he's a cool guy, so he's not going to do it again, you know. I don't know, man. I think the Snowfall writers are kind of sexist, you know. I think something's wrong with them. I have one more point, and then I'll stop talking about Kevin. But this is another point related to Kevin. His death, sorry, spoilers. His death in season 2 was so dumb. It was so dumb. Like, I don't mind that he died. That's not the issue. Like, him dying was kind of, you know, a reasonable conclusion to his arc or whatever. He kind of had to go. Like, there was no really calming him down. Even if they did, he would hate Franklin forever, and anyone else related with Franklin, you know, he kind of had to go. Like, that I understand, but the way they went about it was kind of stupid. Like, so Franklin shoots him in the leg, right? And you're thinking to yourself, oh, he's alive. He only got shot in the leg, and you know he's alive because there's a cop with him. You know, the ambulance are coming, so he's fine, right? Even Franklin thinks he's fine. Then later on, we find out he's dead. And when I heard he was dead, I thought they were just trying to troll. Like, I thought since the DA knows that him and Kevin are close, they're going to try to get Franklin to come out, right? And maybe Kevin's cool with it because he hates Franklin and he wants him to go anyway. So they're cool with him saying like, oh yeah, he's dead, you know, this and that. And maybe Franklin was going to go up to the hospital, you know, show up there, be like, where's Kevin? And then get interrogated by the DA agent or some shit, right? But no, he was actually dead, you know. Franklin hit an artery in his leg and then he bled out, which is well, it's not fine. He's dead, but I thought it was stupid because they killed him off screen. And once I heard he was dead, I was still disbelieved. I'm like, so he's actually dead. Once the cop said he's dead, you know, and that one woman said he's dead, I'm like, okay, so maybe he's dead. I didn't believe it until they actually went to his grave, and I'm like, oh, so this nigga really died because Franklin shot him in the leg? What the fuck? And they didn't show that shit? Like, this is supposed to be Franklin's like third or second best friend, and you're not gonna show him dying on screen? You're gonna show him dying off screen? What the fuck? Like, you could at least showed him fading out when he was bleeding out or something on the ground. They show him dying, right? And he's still holding his leg like he got fucking stabbed in it, right? It's not like he's fucking fading out of this life. He's just like, my leg. God damn it, Franklin. Why'd you shoot me in the leg? Like, no, nigga, you're supposed to be dying. What? Don't be acting like you just stubbed your toe. You got shot and you're dying. But I don't know. I just thought it was weird. They should have showed him dying on screen. They should have not shut that off shit. They should have not shut that shit off screen. It's kind of weird. But I mean, that's pretty much it for Kevin. Next one. Honestly, I should have said this one before Kevin because this one's really short too. But I don't care. Next character, Jerome. Sweet, tough Jesus. Do I fuck with Jerome? I don't even have anything bad to say about Jerome. Really. I'm trying to think. Damn, hold on. Actually, give me a second. No, nothing's coming to my mind. Dead ass. I can't think of one bad thing about Jerome. And I didn't finish the show yet, so maybe that will change. You know, I only have 3 episodes left, so maybe in the last 3 episodes he does something crazy. It makes me hate him, but nothing you can do can make me hate him. Jerome is so freaking cool. I love him. He's so cool. His Jerry curls. God, I can't speak English. His Jerry curls, his chain, his shirt, the way he dressed, the way he talks. Holy shit! Hold on. Sorry, didn't go give things. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, from his Jerry curls. I said that right that time. From the way he dressed to his chains to anything, everything. I love him. I mean, I like him. No, I love him. He's a cool guy. I want to be like him someday. I'm gonna start calling people nephew. People who aren't even my nephew. I'm just gonna go up to be like, nephew, where you been? Hey, no, nephew, what you doing? Nephew. Yeah, it's pretty much it. So the next character, let's get Franklin out the way. Overall, he's a good character. He's my second favorite character. You obviously know the first one, not true. But anyways, the only thing I didn't like about him was when he was threatening his aunt. Didn't really make any sense. Like, Franklin's supposed to be the smart character, you know, he's supposed to be thinking like 10 steps ahead or whatever. So he should have known how that shit was gonna go. Like, you threaten someone, not even just your aunt, but you threaten someone, they're not obviously gonna do what you want them to do, especially if you don't have leverage over them. Like, obviously she wasn't gonna help you then, but you know, that's besides the point. You could easily explain that to be him, you know, in the moment, like he just lost $73 million, he wasn't thinking straight, like yada yada yada, whatever, you know. But that's the only bad thing I didn't like about him. Overall, he was good, you know. The one thing I want to point out is it's when Rob said that Franklin gets rid of the people he can't control. You know, it hit me like a fucking bullet to the head. Like, oh shit, it's kind of true. You know, Kevin died and he can control him. Fucking Rob died, he can control him. He didn't kill Wanda, but he did get rid of Wanda. You know, he stopped fucking with Wanda for a little bit because he realized he can't control him, and he only accepted Wanda back when she realized, like, yeah, I can actually control Wanda and stuff like that. But I mean, probably those aren't the best examples, but you know, just stuff I realized in my fucking big brain. Um, just one more thing that has to relate with Franklin too. Not really about the character, but just, you know, something related to him. That's why I said that shit. Oh my god, his wife V's dumb. I'm not saying that because she's a woman. Sorry, let me say this a little nicely. V is a little bit fried. Let me say that she's a little bit fried. You know, she says her number one priority is keeping that baby safe, and she's like, "I'll leave you for the baby if I ever find out like it's not safe. This environment's not safe for the baby," which I think is like so dumb. Like, come on. You're marrying a gangster. You said it yourself. He's a gangster. You think that baby's gonna be safe? Fuck no. Right? Fuck no. And you're the most like you're the CIA's most trusted drug dealer. Come on. What do you really think that entails? What do you really think that means? You're gonna have a sweet peachy life? No, nigga. Right? You should already know what the CIA is about because Franklin told you, right? The minute somebody started snitching, they killed him, and that was his own fucking dad. That was Franklin's dad they killed. So they're definitely gonna get rid of you. The minute Franklin said, "Yeah, we're kind of beefing with the CIA a little bit, though, nothing serious. You should have just got out of there, or you know, put the baby up for adoption or something, because that baby was never gonna be safe, never." Mind you, she could have said this in the last couple episodes. I don't know. I'm not finished it yet. Only have 3 episodes left, so who knows? Anyway, that's pretty much it for Franklin. That's all I wanted to say about him. Cool guy. All right. Now here comes the biggie, the big one, Louis. Oh my god. Now that Kevin was long, and it wasn't even really about Kevin, but this is just gonna be mainly about Louis. I think Louis is the only one I had notes about. I lied. I have notes about all of them, but I'm trying to make it just more dramatic. But anyways, I have to read through some of my notes because it's pretty long for Louis. So the first thing we'll talk about is the things I liked. Now, trying to find something to like about Louis, it's not that hard. Like, in season 1, she was really good. I liked her. I liked, you know, she was supporting Franklin, even though Jerome told her she was stupid. Like, the minute Jerome tells me something, I'm doing it. You know, I don't care. Enough of you, take off your clothes. Huh? Like, I'm doing it. Whatever. As long as it's coming out from that man's voice, I'm doing it. Oh, shit. She said no. Or Jerome said no, don't help Franklin them do this shit. So she still did it. That was pretty cool. What else? She's a capable businesswoman. You know, she handled the business after Franklin. What that really entails, I don't know. It could literally just be she shows up to the drop, she picks up the cocaine, she puts the cocaine where it needs to be put, and that's pretty much it. Even still, that could be pretty stressful, you know. I'm not gonna downplay it. That shit could be pretty stressful. It's cocaine after all, you know. It's not no fucking weed. Even still, weed was kind of legal back then, but I doubt you go to prison time forever, right? Hold on, let me look this up. It just looked like you go to prison between 5 to 20 years if you sell like various amounts of weed. So I mean, crazy, but you have to sell like how much? 100? No, not 1,000 uh, kgs of weed. You know, nothing crazy. Like, I mean, nothing crazy. That is crazy. Sorry. Oh my god. Anyways, back on topic. Right, Louis was just cool in season one. Right, she was a cool character in season one. But then season two strolls along, and you're like, is this the same person I was repping on a T-shirt? Is this the same person I was really fucking with back in the day? Because holy shit, mind you, she starts off pretty rash. She starts complaining that, yo, like, I'm cooking, I'm doing all this stuff, right? And like, I'm not really able to even take out my own money. That's kind of fucked, right? I should be able to have my own money. Jerome was like, listen, I'm Jerome, I'm cool. Okay. No, Jerome was like, listen, if you want money, I'll just give it to you. You just gotta ask, you know? Just ask, I'll give you the money. She's like, no, it's my money. I work for it too. I want the money, you know? And it's fair. When Jerome says, I don't care, you still can't do it, she leaves him. Fair point. But then she goes to the bitch that tricked her out. I forgot her name, and I'm not gonna look it up because that's too much effort. Even though I just looked up how long you do in fucking. I'll fucking look up her name. Give me a second, man. Claudia. Claudia's her name. Yes, that was her name. I don't know how the fuck I forgot about that. But Claudia, she goes back to Claudia, the person that tricked her out and made her into a slut. She thought that's a better idea. She thought it was a good idea to go back to her and start loving on her and whatever. I know they had their moment in season one where they slept together, but sex is meaningless. You know, sex doesn't really mean a whole lot. So clearly, or something happened in the sex or after the sex that made her think it like, she's a pretty cool person because she kept going back to her, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know if Jerome knew. No, Jerome didn't know. I think he knew, and he was cool with it. See, that's why I think it's tough. Anyways, but he was okay with it. Yeah. So she goes back to the person that tricked her out. Obviously, it was a bad idea, and it ended poorly because she left her in the beginning. So why do you think it's a good idea to go back to her? You know, for what you've seen, she seems like she didn't change. She seems like she's the same. It seems like she's the same person she was the time you met her or whatever. So that was dumb. Luckily, that was pretty much over with. You know, it didn't last too long, thank God. She goes back to the goat, and you know, that's pretty much wraps it up. She was okay for the rest of the season, you know, up to, I think, what was it, season 4 or 5? I think it was 4. She starts on some fuckery shit, right? She starts doing some fuckery hickory shit. She starts doing some dumb shit. She separates from Franklin, which is like, why would you ever separate? You can't be making more money on your own than working with Franklin. There's no way, right? When you're all working together. I mean, actually, no, maybe you do. But either way, even if you did, it's way more safer and way more better just to work together, right? Especially with Franklin. Not even just because he's the main character, because he's smart as fuck. And she thinks he's smart as fuck too. Because, right, back in season 1, right, she thought it was a good idea to put all this responsibility, I won't say responsibility, but she thought she could just put this shit on a 19-year-old kid, like, yo, Franklin, can you give me that club? You know, you owe me, right? So the thing you owe is that club, right? And I know you're 19, and I know this seems impossible, because it is impossible, right? There's no way you can get me that club without killing Claudia, and I know you're not gonna kill her because you're 19. But yeah, like, I don't know why she thought that was a good idea. You know, trusting a kid to get you a whole ass club. She's not gonna kill Claudia, and you're not gonna kill Claudia. So I don't know what you were fucking thinking. All right, that shit was on your own the minute you wanted it. She thought Franklin was smart enough, but hey, I guess she doesn't think Franklin's not smart anymore because she thought she can go do shit on her own, right? Like the genius she is. And to be fair, nothing bad happened when she was in control, which is fine. But then what she did was even when Franklin goes up to her and Franklin's like, hey, Louis, you need to help me, right? You need to help me. Teddy took $73 million from me without me knowing, right? Without even me realizing it. He did that shit. And he's gonna probably do that shit to you. So I have a plan. You're still dealing with him. Set him up so I can get back my money. And then you know what Louis says? Well, obviously you know what Louis says. This show's fucking 8 years old. If you didn't know what Louis says, why the fuck are you watching this video? But Louis says, nah, nigga. I don't want you ruining my shot. Your shot? You mean the shot you would never had if I didn't exist? Like, What? The shot you never had if I didn't set the screens, set the pick, you know, dribbled the ball, nigga, the thing you would never had if I didn't exist? Like, what the fuck does this bitch feel like? What do you mean shot? Right? And another thing too, like, she also says like, oh, he took your money. I just won't let that happen to me. Bitch, you clearly think this kid's smart enough to get you a club. What makes you think you're gonna outsmart the fucking CIA? If Franklin couldn't do it, who you think is smart as hell, because you know the whole club shit. You think you're gonna be smarter than the CIA, nigga? No. I'm pretty sure the bitch doesn't even know how to do math. I swear. She must not, because shit's not adding up. Shit's not adding up. Alright? You split from Franklin. When Franklin asks you to come help him, you say no. Then when Franklin warns you about Teddy and why it's a bad idea to do business with him and you should just fucking get rid of him, you say to him, I'm just not gonna let that shit happen to me. Alright, buddy. Let's see in these next 3 episodes how that ends. She's probably gonna fucking die. I already know. I hope she dies. If she lives, if that bitch lives after the 6th season, I'm gonna fucking tweak the fuck out. I'm gonna tweak the fuck out, I swear to God. But that's pretty much it. There's nothing else I want to say about Louis. That despicable character. I fucking hate her. Season 1 Louis was tough though. Season 1 Louis, she can catch it. Season 2 and onward, she can die. That's pretty much it. Snowfall, overall, was a good show. You know, 8.5, solid 9 out of 10.